In the dog days of the summer 1814, the darkest cloud in Maryland that ever had been seen. Admiral Cockburn's in the bay and Ross is on the shore, bringing to the Chesapeake the thunder of the war. They landed down at Benedict beneath the sweltering sun, 6,000 weary redcoats with their bayonets and guns, while Madison in Washington is frantic with the news. The capital is shaking in her dusty velvet shoes. Hey! At the bridge of Bladensburg, the lines were drawn in haste, a patchwork of militia with no precious time to waste. But the men were raw and fearful, and the air was thick and still, as the British veterans crested over every rolling hill. Then the Congreve rockets hissed and screamed across the sky, a jagged arc of fire that no man could justify. The militia didn't linger, they didn't stand and fight. They turned and ran for Washington in a panic-stricken flight. Oh, run! They call it the Bladensburg Races, with the sweat upon their brows and the terror on their faces. The bridge is left behind them and the road is open wide for the lion and the leopard on a dark and rising tide. The federal city's calling, but there's no one left to stay, as the pride of the republic goes a-running all away. The president has fled the house, the streets are ghost and gloom, as the victors march in columns to the center of the room. They found a feast at 1,600 laid out for 40 men. They drank the wine of Madison and toasted once again. They piled up the furniture, they gathered up the books, with a cold and quiet malice in their weary, dusty looks. Then they took the glowing embers and they lit the torch of fate, and the president's mansion withered in a firestorm of hate. But Dolly's in the parlor as the smoke begins to rise, with a courage in her spirit and the embers in her eyes. "Save the portrait!" was her cry. "Save the father of the land!" As she cut the heavy canvas with a firm and steady hand, she fled into the darkness as the roof began to fall, leaving nothing but the cinders and the black and empty wall. The treasury was burning and the Capitol was bright, a beacon of disaster in the middle of the night. But the heavens weren't silent and the sky began to moan. A hurricane from nowhere came to reclaim every stone. A storm of God descended with a fury and a sound that blew the British cannons and the torches to the ground. The fire was extinguished by a deluge from the sky, as the redcoats turned their faces to the thunder rolling high. They retreated to their shipping through the mud and through the rain, leaving Washington in ruins, but she'd rise to live again. Oh, run! They call it the Bladensburg Races, with the sweat upon their brows and the terror on their faces. The bridge is left behind them and the road is open wide for the lion and the leopard on a dark and rising tide. The federal city's calling, but there's no one left to stay, as the pride of the republic goes a-running all away. Oh, the walls were scorched and blackened, but the frame was saved that day. The races are all over and the smoke is cleared away. August 24th, 1814, the fire that forged a nation.